solutions. We are very excited to host today's webinar, Getting Started with New AutoCAD in 30 Minutes. And presenting today's topic is Varun Nair. Varun is a Autodesk Certified Instructor Gold with over 7 years of experience in the technical field. He is experienced, an experienced technical specialist with demonstrated history of working in the computer software and electrical engineering industry. And Varun is highly skilled in using AutoCAD, Civil 3D, SolidWorks, Revit, and various other design packages. He is recognized for his personality, leadership, positive attitude, and commitment in delivering the best possible experiences to his students. Now, please bear in mind that this is still just an overview of a very robust topic. We do offer a collection of technical and business courses that can be tailored toward your specific needs. So if you do have questions, you can make an appointment with our learning consultants through our website at www.netcomlearning.com. NetCom Learning helps customers build innovative learning organizations by achieving smarter workforces, adopting change, and driving growth. And we do this with a broad catalog of offerings, developing customized learning plans, and our global delivery capabilities. Since 1998, we have been empowering organizations with our managed learning services to help them reach optimal performance results and address challenges. We have 9 practice areas in which we specialize, and they encompass people, process, and technology training. Today's presentation is from the Design and Multimedia practice area. NetCom Learning offers a comprehensive training portfolio for design and multimedia courses, and our upcoming classes include various trainings on Autodesk, AutoCAD, Level 1, Fundamentals, Intermediate, and Advanced, and much more. Now, private training to teams is also available, and those learning plans can be customized to the specific needs of that audience. You can also access a variety of design and multimedia marketing assets, such as the free 1-hour training, free on-demand training, and blogs by clicking on the available webinar handout. And these offerings can also be found with a simple search on our website, www.netcomlearning.com. And now I'm going to go ahead and pass the time over to Varun to present today's topic.
Thank you, Leila, for the wonderful introduction that you gave. Really appreciate that. Welcome you all to get started with new AutoCAD 2022 in 30 minutes. Now, the 30 minutes is really less for this CAD industry and this software. So I'm really happy to share a few of the details of AutoCAD and how we can use as a beginner into this wonderful industry known as CAD. So while venturing forward in this webinar, we will be going through 3 main topics. That is, one will be related to AutoCAD interface, drawing simple geometry, and the third one will be annotating plane design. Now let's discuss about the first, that is AutoCAD interface. Now this basically looks, as in the presentation it shows, this basically looks how the AutoCAD software in detail. So we have various sections in the software which we give a particular name. Starting from the first, we have the application menu bar, where we have all the pretty basic stuffs being included over there, so that all the software and its working can be used in much more ease. Secondly, we have a quick access toolbar where shortcuts of those same icons will be available, which makes you easy to access whenever we design any drawing in the software. Then moving on, we have the main huge panel over here, which is marked as number 3, which is known as the ribbon palette, where we have various tabs to have which are being allocated with specific tasks to be done. So each tab has its own departments and its own sections where we can venture into and take all those tools to implement inside the software. The fourth option, that the entire area is known as the drawing space, the most beautiful and the sweet spot of the software. Now, why I say that? Because this area entirely buckle up where we can draw an infinitely large designs over there. AutoCAD doesn't restrict us to draw any small drawings, or even it doesn't restrict us to draw a huge drawing over there. We can draw an entire universe inside the software. That's the beauty of AutoCAD software. Other than that, there are a few more icons available, which is noted as 5, 6, and 7, which is been named as view cube, navigation bar, command line, and the status bar. Now let's see how this things looks in real with the software. Moving on to the software, I hope the screen is visible of the software. So when I go with the new option and open the drawing, this is the same interface that we saw in the presentation. So this section is known as the application menu bar, where all the related the basic stuffs are been included, which includes new, open, save, save as, import, export, etc. Now in the CAD industry, you might find various softwares available for you which are being manufactured, which are being designed for a specific task. We always say in this industry, CAD, AutoCAD being the mother of all the softwares. So it is always important that we must be able to incorporate other softwares, shortcuts or other drawings into this software. So that's why we have several icons listed over here. The second one we just discussed was the quick access toolbar, which is in the top left corner of the software. Here, all the icons which has to be quickly accessed while we are drawing are being included, which includes new, open, save, save as, etc. Now this big ribbon over here itself names as itself as ribbon palette. So here in the ribbon palace, as I said, there are various tabs, and each tab has each sections with different tools. So each tools we can use according to our needs. This entire area where my crosshair has been moving around is known as the drawing space, the sweet spot of the software where the huge drawings, the infinitely large drawings, or even the smallest drawings can also be included. There is no limitations of the dimensions which can be included in the software. So we always say we draw each and every drawing in full scale inside the software. Now here we have in the right side of the software the navigation cube as well as the navigation bar available over here. This is the view cube and the navigation bar, which helps us to toggle around with the different views of the software. Then we have the command line. Now AutoCAD stands out differently from other software, and the main thing that makes it happen is the command line. So we always interact AutoCAD with the help of commands. Now the best part of this one is that it always increases the productivity and reduces the time consumed for each and every design. We will slowly experience that how it happens. Now the last one in the top right bottom, we have the status bar, which helps us in drawing the designs accurately in the software. Moving on to the next topic that we have today is related to the drawing simple geometry. So let's divide the software, like let's divide drawing geometry as lines and circles. Even if you take most complex design, it is basically a combination of only lines and a circle. Even if you take an arc, it's actually a circle. A rectangle, it's a combination of a line. So each and every designs that we take are always a combination of lines and circles. So there's a famous quote saying that the huge designs being made are always a combination of lines and circles. So here in AutoCAD also, we always start with a line, a circle, then we can move over to rectangle. Then other than that, we can also use some editing or modifying tools which will help us to copy and move such design objects in the software. Now let's see the same in AutoCAD software. Now in the software, if you want to draw a line, we have the ribbon palette available in the top. So from here, if we want to access the ribbon palette, access the line, we just have to go and click on this line button over here to draw the line. But no, that's not how AutoCAD works. We always say AutoCAD stays different from other software. So as my personal opinion, we always interact with the software rather than going and clicking on the icons. So in order to interact the software, we just need to insert the shortcut for each and every commands, or we need to insert the short commands for the tools. So for the line, the short command is L and press enter. So once we do that, and a command has been executed. Now just consider, the software as an interface where we communicate with that, and it also communicate with us. So we just communicated with AutoCAD saying that, hey AutoCAD, just plot me a line. So AutoCAD is again, it's reverting back with me with a question that, okay, I will draw a line, but from where I should start. So that's the first question that I need to answer for AutoCAD. That's specify the first point. So I will go over here and specify the first point somewhere over here. So you can see that the line's first point is specifically being marked in the drawing area. The real-time dimensions and the angles are now being shown with for the reference. So now we can see in the command line it is being asked for the next question, which is specify the next point. So I can go and specify the next point like this. So I have a 2 point and a line is being placed between those 2 points. But this doesn't end. It also continues with the same command. So I can go on drawing the line unlimitedly like this. Once done with the design, I can just press escape to exit from the command. If I want to re-execute the command, I can again type L and press enter and draw the lines like this. So this is how we basically draw the line command in the software. It is no there's no issue in utilizing the icons over here, which will also execute the same command over here, and we will be able to draw lines like this. That's also possible. Now, the next command or the next tool that we will learn in the drawing aspect is that circles. So in order to draw a circle, the shortcut is C and press enter. So this will bring us to the circle command where I need to first showcase the center point of the circle. So I need to first point out the center point over here, and we can give the radius. So in the command line, it is asking for the radius. So I can give a specific radius for the circle by typing in from the keyboard, or I can just simply go on click in the drawing space like this to insert a circle. Now, there might be situations or there might be requirements that we need to enter the diameter. So in order to enter the diameter logically or mathematically, if we look into, we can divide the diameter by 2 to get the radius and input that value. That's totally fine. But as I said, software is made to ease human effort, not to increase the human effort. So here in AutoCAD, we have the option to input the diameter to the circle. So for that, again, I have just initiated the circle command, and you can see over here in the command line, it is asking to specify the center point. So in the center, while in this command, I just go and in the drawing space, I specify the center point. And here in the command line, there is one inner command which is known as diameter available. So I will just go and click on this diameter option. So here we are to input the diameter directly without any mathematical calculations over there. So I can just go on and directly input the diameter over there. So I will just click on over here to put the circle like this. So this is how we insert circles over here. Now the third designing object or third tool that we will learn is rectangle. So in order to create a rectangle, we need to type the command R, but it is wrong. It's not R. We need to type RAC. So this is why an experience will make persons easier to access with the software. So we might think that the shortcut for rectangle is R, but it is not. The shortcut for rectangle is RAC, and press enter. So once we are in this tool, so you can see that in the command line again, it is asking few questions which we need to answer. So for the first question is to specify the first corner point of the rectangle. So we will go and specify the first corner point somewhere over here, and it is asking to specify the next corner point like this. So we have the specific rectangle being placed in the drawing space. Now, the same way, if I want to do the rectangle with a specific dimensions, I will just go and specify the first corner point. Now, in the dialog box where the dimension is being asked, I will enter the value. For example, for the length, I am entering the value as 1000, and I will press tab in the keyboard. So it will take me to the next breadth or the length side of the rectangle where I can input the value and making the other dimension lock. So you can see that the 1000 length is been locked, whereas I can give the width or the length over here. So here I will give the value as 500 and press enter to create a rectangle of dimension 1000 by 500. In order to check whether it is correct or not, we can just select the rectangle, right click, go with the properties and check over here. So we have all the details been mentioned over here. So this is how we insert different drawing elements into the software. Now, it's not that we just need to insert the lines and circles and create a design, but there might be situations that we may need to modify it, or like copy, move, etc. So for that, again, we can make use of the command itself. So The shortcut for copy is not C. Don't get misguided with that, because C is the shortcut for circle. The shortcut for copy is CO. Once it is done, I will press enter, and you can see that the copy command is now being activated. Now I will select the objects which I need to copy, press enter. Then we have the next option asking specify the base point. Now this question which AutoCAD has asked is really important. Base point shows with respect to which point we need to copy the object so that it can be aligned and placed exactly at that point. So for example, if I select the base point over here at this corner point, so this will be easy for me to align this object exactly with some other object or some other reference point like this. So if I unknowingly have selected this as the point and I just wanted to align with the center point of the circle at that point, it is not possible. So we have to be wise enough to select the best base point according to the requirement. So I just selected that as the base point and I just inserted over here to insert the copy of the object like this. I can go on inserting multiple copies like this whenever it is required. So this is copy to. Now, if you want to move it, so we can use the command called move. The shortcut is M and press enter. So now select the objects whichever I want to move. Once the selection has been done, I can press enter. Then again, we need to select the base point. This time I will select the center point of the circle like this. So now I can move on to a specific distance. I can even enter the value to which this object has to be moved. So I can just give the length over here and it has been moved from point A to point B like this. So this is basically the copy and move command in the software. We can even use rotate command. So for example, if we have an object like this and if I want to do rotate command, the shortcut for rotate is RO and press enter. I need to select the objects which I want to rotate about an axis and then press enter. Then specifically the base point, because this base point acts as the pivot point. After selecting the base point, we can see that the objects rotate about that axis, right? So I can give a specific angle or mark in the drawing space like this to rotate it. So these were the main three types of modifying tools that we would like to discuss over here. But there are a lot of other modifying tools available, which we always take during the batch or during the sessions which we have aligned with the team. And then let's move on to the next topic. So the next is annotating a plain design. It is always important to annotate or mark a design in the software, because just simply designing something won't give the full information of the design. So annotation will help us to mark the exact dimensions or give texting into the software. It may also include multi-leaders or call outs according to the requirements. So these are the two types of examples where we normally use annotations in the software. So let's see how it works along with the software. Now let me consider this same, or I will take a new drawing. So from here, I can just click on this plus symbol to create a new drawing straight away. I will come to the bottom part like this, and I will just draw a line of say distance like this. Now in order to give or to mark the dimension, I have the dimension option over here in the ribbon palette under the home tab. The same can also be found under the annotate tab, which is available over here. So we have the dimension over here, so both are the same. So I will go to the home tab in the ribbon palette and click on the dimensions over here. So in this dimension option, we can see that we need to select the object where we want to put the dimension. So I will just select this point towards this point to mark the dimension like this. Similarly, if I have a circle, if I want to mark the dimension, I can just click on the dimension and I can just mark the diameter over there. Specifically, if you want to mark the radius, we need to go to the annotate tab. Under this linear option, we have a drop down. So once we click on this drop down, we have the radius option available. So when we click on the radius, select the circle and the radius can be marked up over there. So like this, we can mark the dimensions inside the software. Now, if we want to insert text in the drawing, like if you want to make some annotations like what is this area or what are the nomenclatures of each positions, so we can do that. So basically in AutoCAD, there are two types of textings available, which is one is single line text, and another one is multi-line text. So for single line text, again, the shortcut remains DT. It's not ST, it's DT. The shortcut for single line text, it's DT, and press enter to execute the command. So you can see over here in the command line, it's written that the text command has been executed, and I need to specify the start point from where the text has to be placed. So I've specified the start point by clicking on the screen. Now it is asking to specify the height. I mean, the text height, what has to be the text height. So by default, it is 2.5, which has been entered over there. I can just change the value according to the requirement. But for the time being, I will just go with the default value and I will press enter. Then it is asking whether we want any specific rotation or not. So currently we won't be going with any rotation. So I will just press enter to accept the default value. So once it is done, we can see that the texting icon is available and I can just go on typing the text. I will just type circle like this and press enter. I can go and type a rectangle and press enter like that. So I can just click outside to exit from the command and press escape. So I just now created two single line text, even though it was in a single command, but it was two different. It is a two different single line text like this. So I can clip the grips like this. I can move around over here. So this is known as single line text. Similarly, if we want to insert multi-line text, we can make use of the command called MT for multi-line text and press enter. The procedure for inserting multi-line text is slightly different. Here we have to show the text window in order to enter the text into the software. So I will insert the text window like this, and I can just go on inserting the options over here. So this is AutoCAD 2022 like this. Okay, so the difference between a single line and a multi-line text remains that in a multi-line text, you can include an entire paragraph, you can enter descriptions, and moreover that once you double click on this multi-line text, you will have the text editor available in the ribbon palette, which is quite similar with the Microsoft softwares. So you can make, pretty much almost all the changes, like you can change the font, you can change the color, you can change all the justification formats, you can make the, all the necessary changes over here. Whereas in a single line text, nothing as such can be edited. It's just for, to see what's happening as the text. So this is how we input the texting option over here. So let me show one design. Let's see if I open this design over here. So it will take a while to open.
We are going to hand the presentation rights over to Nishad. He's our inside sales director. He's going to introduce some promotions and webinar related courses. Nishad.
Thank you all for joining our session today. I was hoping to introduce a few interesting subscriptions. Actually, one subscription that's actually we're offering at the current moment that can help you accelerate your learning. But I do want to point out that NetCom is a company that we lead with lifelong learning, and our mission, our culture, everything is aligned. That's why you see a lot of activities that we do to promote learning. So as an extension of that concept, if you go to our website, which is visible on my screen right now, under solution, there is a link which we will also share with you via email if you're interested for the details, or you can individually take a look. It's a newly launched subscription called NetCom Plus. In this era, subscription is a very popular model as we use Netflix, Hulu, whatnot. NetCom has also launched something for keeping in mind that folks who are interested in learning various aspects of IT, they could take advantage of it. So this program actually covers 160, 140 to 50. Again, the number changes depending on the year as we are increasing more classes, and 200 live, 250 e-learning along with 140 instructor-led classes at this moment. And these are classes, when I say 140 instructor-led, that means virtually run, real time, that you would join and participate and do labs depending on what you're interested in. And AutoCAD happens to be one of the areas. I quickly want to show you, it includes your 12 months access, 24/7 you have access to. You can join as many classes as you're interested in. Some of you may be interested in, besides even Autodesk, maybe Adobe classes, Agile project management, Microsoft, which is the biggest number of offerings, project management institutions or PMI training. So maybe Microsoft application classes that just to learn more Excel or PowerPoint or whatever the interest may be. These are all instructor-led, live, hands-on, and so again under the same umbrella. And the biggest benefit is it's a fraction of the cost. So if you are representing yourself, price for one individual is $2,999, which is unheard of, because if you look at any technical course pricing that we offer within this portfolio, one class technically, any technical class pays for the entire year subscription. And the benefit is at the end of the day, you will be able to take as many classes as you want. With that, I will provide you more details, or like I said, you can certainly log into our website, netcomlearning.com. Under solution, you would find NetCom Plus. This is a promotion that we are running depending on the number of people. So if you are representing an organization, it's also posted here very clearly. Quickly want to show you, if you have 10 individuals or more, the price goes down significantly by 500, by 2,499. It becomes per person, but it's for learners, 10 plus. So Leela, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about this subscription and presenting NetCom Plus, which could be beneficial to all the audience here in today's session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We will go ahead and hop right into our questions. Our first question we have is, how can we input the measurements in feet and inches? And do you need me to pass the screen back to you, Varun, for that?
Yes, Lily, it will be great so that I can also demonstrate with an answer for the same. Yeah. In order to insert the measurements in the specific units, like by default, AutoCAD will enter all the units in decimals. So if I want to change the units, we can change the units with a command called units, that is UN. So once I type the value UN and press enter, it will take up to the drawing units window over here. So from here, I can change the length type from decimal to architectural. So once I do that, I will successfully shift from decimal to feet and inches units over here, and I will just press OK to make it as a default option over here. So now when I input the values, you can see that the measurements are being inputted in feet and inches. So I can just give 17 feet 3 inch like this. So now this line is of length 17 feet and 3 inch. It's over here. Yeah.
Thank you. And how can we print the design in a specific sheet, like for example, A3 or A4?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question, because once we have done the design, the software is not only to do the design, we need to get it printed in X or Y sheet. So how to get that? So let's take an example. Okay, let's take the example of this one only. If I want to specifically have this drawing to be printed in a specific sheet, we have the layout tabs available in the software. So I will just go and click on any of the layout over here, and then I will click on the right click option to find the page setup manager. So when I click on page setup manager, it will bring up to the page setup manager option over here. We will go with the modify, and we will make some certain changes to create or to make the specific sheet be aligned. So first change that I will make is to change this printer name to this DWG to PDF. So because we need to print it towards a PDF, so we will make it to PDF. Now we have pretty most of the standard sheets available. So from here, if you want like specifically ISO full blend A4, we have the A4 sheet available, both in landscape and portrait. That's the beauty of the software. You have both in landscape and portrait. If you want an A3, we can have the A3 options also over here. So when I click on the A3 option, we can see that it is turned into the landscape option over here, and I can just press OK and close it. So we are ready with the A3 sheet. So I need to adjust the viewport. So I will delete this one, and I will insert a specific viewport from here so that it gets aligned into the drawing like this. I will double click it and align it specifically over here. So this is how we specifically create sheets in the software.
Thank you. Okay, and it looks like we just have one more question in our queue. Can AutoCAD be used to draw 3D drawings?
Yeah, very well. We can use AutoCAD demonstrate or to input 3D objects into the software. Why? Because AutoCAD, normally we think that AutoCAD is only used for a 2D or a plan drawing. But beyond that, AutoCAD has a different vertical where AutoCAD can be used for 3D designs. For example, if we have a rectangle like this, now if I press the Shift key in the keyboard along with the mouse wheel and rotate it, it becomes 3D like this. Now, if I directly go to the command called extrude, which normally most of the 3D objects have, and press enter, I can just make it as a 3D box like this. So now it's in a 2D wireframe. If I change it to shaded, we can see that it's in a shaded 3D box. I can even create different shapes over here, and I can type press pull so that I can create directly a hole over here. So this can be pretty handy for creating 3D objects in the software. We can also render and take out as a rendered output as a high resolution image from the software. Yeah.
Thank you. And it looks like we are to the end of our questions. We really appreciate the time that you spent talking with us today. In addition to today's webinar, we have a lot of informative webinars that are coming up. So please go to www.netcomlearning.com/webinars/ to register for any of those. We want to thank you all for joining us today. If you do come up with any additional questions, please feel free to send them to us at webinar@netcomlearning.com at any time. And we hope that you all found today's webinar to be very informative, and we look forward to seeing you back here with us very soon. Also, feel free to tell your friends and colleagues about our webinars and other courses. Once again, thank you everyone, and have a great day.